primary for the lower body, but just to kick off with, we're going to incorporate the upper body as well. So on this one, you're going to face forwards, hands on the thighs, soften the knees a little bit. You're going to put the chin on the chest, roll all the way down. Let the head and shoulders hang, so you're feeling stretch through the calves, through the hamstrings, through the butt, and then maybe even through the lower back. Take a couple of breaths. Let the weight of your top half pull this stretch through the back of the body, and then we roll back up. And while you're doing this one, you can also incorporate that kind of up, open the chest stretch as well. Kind of the roll down and then the roll up, plus the top half stretch is a really good one for getting you top to tail. If we're focusing on the lower body, we've done the roll down with feet slightly apart. This time, you cross over. So one foot goes in front of the other, and again, you're going to drop the chin, roll down. You don't need to worry about touching the feet or touching the floor. What you need to worry about is letting the head and the top half of the body just dangle, so you feel the stretch through the hamstrings, maybe tucking towards the outsides of the hamstrings. Allow it to pull into the stretch, release, breathe in a little bit more, roll back up, straighten and swap sides. And you might notice when you go down on this second one, the other side, the stretch will feel maybe slightly different from the other side. So just go slowly, feel where the stretch is, ease into it, allow it to release a little bit using the breath. Breathe again, lower. It feels quite, I'm going to say tight, maybe painful in this one, but it's really nice when it releases. Roll back up, stand, and just relax the body. This time, feet wider than hips. Toes go out a little bit, go onto one side, take the hips back and away, and just tilt your hips out away from this foot, and you'll feel the stretch all the way down the inner thigh. So we're aiming to kind of use the hips tilting away and increase this distance on the inner thigh. Ease up, swap sides. So again, take the hips over, tailbone away from the foot on the opposite side. So the key is the hips are doing the movement. The hips are pulling the muscles long. So your top half can stay upright as long as you push the tailbone away on the bent leg side. Feel the stretch down the inner thigh. If you like, once you can do the hamstring roll down again, but this time with the feet apart to get a slightly different angle on the stretch. Knees slightly bent, I feel on this one is best. And then you can roll back up. Stretch the front of the thighs. So you might need to balance on something. The key here, supporting the slightly bent, knees together, push the hip forwards, feel the stretch through the quad. You can hold with both hands if you can balance. That you're kind of holding on the laces of your trainer or that top part of the foot. Bring the heel right in if you can, but it's pushing the hip forwards that gives you a real stretch. You don't have to tip or lean. Switch sides. Again, heel to butt, knees together, push the hip forwards on the bent leg side. So we've done this part of the thighs. On this one, if you take a kind of half lunge position, so the top half is upright, back leg is bent, front leg is definitely bent. From here, all you're going to do is tuck the tailbone under, very slowly, very gently, and it will increase this distance here on the hip flexor. This gets quite tight because of all the sitting we do, so you need to go nice and slowly. So you're just tucking the tailbone under, so this part comes forwards, stretch, hold, again tight but quite nice when it releases, breathe, swap sides. So it's just, I'll do it this way around. Front knee bent, back knee a little bit bent, top half upright, hips, shoulders forwards, and then tilt the hip ever so slightly to get the hip flexor stretch. Hold. And then from there, we're going to do the calves. So you can lean slightly onto something, 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back. Back heel pushing into the ground, straight leg, weight on the front leg and the weight on the chair or the wall or whatever's in front of you, and just push into the foot here, push into the heel on the back, and you feel that stretch through the top part of the calf muscle. From there, bring the foot in. Again, trying to keep the weight on the front leg. We bend both legs this time. Push into the front leg. Try and push the back heel down, but keep the whole of the foot flat, and you feel the stretch go slightly lower down in the calf. That can be quite tight. So pushing away from the front, pushing the back heel in. Release. Swap sides. Back heel down. Weight on front foot. So push into the front foot, push into the back heel. Nice stretch through the calf. Release, step in. Again, weight on the front foot, pushing into that back heel. Stretch a little bit lower down. And then on the chair, final stretches for the butt, for the glutes. You can do figure of 4, lift the chest, lean forwards, not far. Feel the stretch through the butt. You can do this at any time of the day. Again, feel the stretch, give a little bit, lean slightly more into it. Back to the top. Swap sides, figure of 4, very different on each side, this one usually. Lift the chest, forwards. You can pull on the back leg if that helps, but don't fold forwards. Chest is going to leg. And then release. Finish off with good posture. Excellent, well done.